up, y'all? I'm back, and I got my sidekick with me today. We just got back from Milwaukee from visiting my brother and my sister, and we had quite the adventure.
It was so fun.
Yeah, we had fun in Milwaukee, but the adventure was the ride home. We went to Milwaukee with my father and his new wife, and it was quite the adventure. So that's why we're doing a little tag team video today, because this story wouldn't be quite as interesting if it was just one-sided. So going there was fine. The ride was great. Coming home, it was a little different. On the way there, I drove a little over halfway, and I drove the second leg. Probably started driving in Indiana and drove us through to Wisconsin. But coming home, my father wanted to hog the wheel, and like, I don't know if he didn't think I was a good driver, or maybe if I was, you know, speeding too much on the way there, or
if you drive too smoothly.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but he didn't want to let me drive. So we left Milwaukee yesterday afternoon, probably around 2 o'clock. So we got into Chicago, and the traffic was bad. I mean, it was gridlock, bumper to bumper. Nobody was moving. So we're sitting there in traffic, and there's, you know, a lane. Oh yeah. First of all, let me give y'all some background. Okay, my daddy is 72. 72. Okay, so we rolling with the seniors. His wife is, her age is like a mystery, but she's in her 70s. We know. So okay, so then you've got us, and you know, the seniors. And don't get me wrong, I have nothing against senior citizens. I'm gonna be a senior citizen one day if the Lord allows me to live that long. But I learned at this trip that there comes a time when you need to put your license down and become the passenger. You don't need to drive everywhere, and you especially don't need to drive on the doggone interstate. Okay, so back to the story. We're coming to Chicago. It's, you know, bumper to bumper traffic, gridlock. We're sitting there, and there's cars, you know, merging over, trying to get over. And my daddy wants to be smart and like not let these folks over. What are you doing? We are just sitting here. Nobody's moving. What is it gonna hurt you to let this car over? So the car's coming, and he tries to like speed up so the car can't get over. What are you doing? What are you doing? So that's like the first thing. So then we drive in, and you know, because I instantly put the iPod on, put my headphones in, because I didn't want to be a part of this. And also, my daddy's co-pilot up front, his wife, talks like this. She just talks so slow and so proper, and I couldn't listen to that for 9 hours. Is something funny? What's the matter? No, I couldn't listen to that. So I put the headphones in, and I'm just trying to block out the world, and then the next thing I hear is, we almost got sideswiped. We haven't even made it into the city of Chicago yet. Like, we're just barely, you know, we ain't even to the state line. So already we did almost like trying to bogart, you know, not let somebody over. Then we almost get sideswiped. Okay, so it took us like, how long did it take us to get out of Chicago?
I don't know, I was asleep.
Maybe, seriously, a couple of hours. Seriously. Okay, so then once we're finally out of Chicago, they gotta go pee. So we had to stop at the first rest stop we got to. Alright, so we get to the rest stop, and the tortoise and the tortoise make it to the bathroom and get back in the car. And as we back out, my daddy's getting back into somebody. Oh, I didn't see that car. That's all I need is to get into an accident up here. It takes the police 2 hours to come file a report. Okay, so we get back on the road at a snail's pace. We still moving down the road, moving along, all the while. So then we start driving, and the next thing you know, the truck starts veering off to the side of the road. What? my daddy because we ended up leaving a day before we were supposed to. But anyway, so that's a whole different story. So I kind of didn't have much to say, so I'm trying to be quiet. So I tell her,
you want to drive? You want me? Granddaddy, you want my mom to drive? No. I got it for a few more miles. Yeah.
Alright. A few more miles. So then we stop again. Because they got to go to the bathroom. Again. Granddaddy,
you want my mama to drive? But they ignore me. They act like they didn't hear me. Granddaddy, do you want my mama to drive? No, I can make it to Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
It took us about 3 hours to get there.
Alright. So whatever. So, you know, they drive along. We're still swerving, mind you. So then his wife, tortoise number one, no disrespect, just the tortoise is slow. That's why she's the tortoise. He swerves in slow motion. Are you tired, honey? What? Okay, but that was her way of saying, oh my gosh, he's still swerving. Maybe he needs to let somebody else drive. No, I'm okay. Okay, so this one, I've seen like a couple of visions of my life flashing before my face. And it's starting, so I'm texting back and forth, with my brother. He's like, where y'all at? Well, you need to start driving before it gets dark. Well, that's the plan. So, we stop again. It's, dusk is settling in. It's getting a little dark. Granddaddy,
do you want to drive? I mean,
No, I'm good for a little while longer. Are you sure? I'm good for a little while longer. So, we stopped to get gas. Okay, so we pull up, we're looking for the gas place. It's BP. Oh, that's BP. We can't go to BP.
I seen the Kroger. So we need to make a U-turn. And obviously he can't U-turn because we U-turn into the other lane. U-turn, you go to the one closest to you. You don't go like that.
You don't U-turn and jump 3 lanes of traffic when you U-turn. That's what my daddy did.
And you U-turn quickly, not slowly.
Yeah. Whoosh. Yeah. Okay, so we finally get to the Kroger and we, fuel up and everything. And I'm thinking, okay, perfect opportunity to switch drivers.
But they want to talk about how much they got off of gas.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Yeah, we forgot something. Okay, so pause here before we, after gas. Let's go back to the last rest stop. So we're going to get out of the car. Everybody's going out because my daddy's wife's, bladder's full. She drunk her Coke too quickly. So we got to stop. So my daughter, she's like, my seatbelt's stuck. Your seatbelt's stuck? How's your seatbelt? Okay. Your seatbelt stuck for real? Alright. So her seatbelt gets stuck. I'm back there like pretty much on top of her. This is what you see if you're looking at us. I'm out of the truck. Nobody turns around and looks. They're reading a map. AAA map. I couldn't read a map if you paid me, but they're reading the map because he's trying to figure out if I-65 is going to take us to I-64 through Louisville to get us back home. Nobody consults me in the back seat who knows how to get us home without having to read a map. They just want to read the map and speak amongst themselves. So if you're going to ignore me, that's fine. I'm sitting back here keeping my mouth shut. But as I'm working, trying to get my child out of the car seat, they talking, but I see my daddy's wife do this. She's looking at us in the back seat out of the corner of her eye. And I know she's thinking to herself, what's going on back there? Because like I said, I'm just about on top of this girl trying to get the seatbelt undone. And she turns around and keeps talking. Next thing I know, they mosey on out the truck and they got in the rest stop. Meanwhile, I'm still trying to get so while I'm working on her, I said, oh, don't mind us. We're just back here struggling with the seatbelt. Nobody ever turns to look. Nobody, at this point, we're laughing. But, because we ain't in no danger, but nobody even thinks to turn around and see what's going on. So they get out and they halfway up to the rest stop, and finally, I'm like, trying to stand up and get out of it. So finally, it comes loose. I said, you make sure you tell your granddaddy that his seatbelt is faulty. Good thing the car wasn't on fire. Good thing we wasn't sitting on a train track and had to get out, because they just left my baby for dead back there in the back seat. Okay, so we get back to the car and she tells him about the seatbelt.
And he's like, oh, it's okay. I've been stuck in a seatbelt a few times. A few times? It's okay? Yeah, that's why I don't hardly like seatbelts now.
Seriously? Yeah. Yeah. So, anywho.
That's her daddy.
Yeah. Anywho, so, fast forward back to we're at the gas station. And, okay, so we get the gas, and you're at
2.53.
Oh, yeah, the gas was 253.9. What? Oh, yes, that was with the 10 cents off. 253.9. Because my dad comes back, I told him $40 and it came up to 39. Well, that was with the 10 cents off. Okay, so anyway, alright, we had 11.5 minutes. Let me hurry this up. So we gotta get to the last part. Okay, so we're leaving the gas station. Perfect time to switch drivers. No, he's gonna drive a little farther. So then we about a mile or two down the road. He decides he wants to stop. I feel him pulling over on the side of the road. On the interstate? You want me to get out of that truck? No. You know how many accidents of people you see laying on the side of the highway because you pulled over? I'd have been the big story at 11. Families on the way back from visiting other family, and a young mother is struck by a car and killed. Now my child's an orphan. No. If you want to get out and meet your maker tonight, you could. I was gonna climb over the seat. So he decides to go on to the gas station, another gas station, and as we pull into the gas station, he drives us down into a ditch. Oh my gosh. I got up in that seat, put my seatbelt on. I did not stop until I got us home. The moral of this story is, don't let these senior citizens keep driving on the road. I told my daughter when I got home last night, I said, you know what? Whenever we got home, you know how you can report people who litter, or you can report people who do stuff? I want to report a senior citizen who needs to have their driver's license revoked. After a certain age and you can't see, oh yeah, then we driving down the road and it's dark. He got his bright lights on, there's people in front of us. I know he's blinded them. But you don't do that. You don't need to drive after a certain age. At a certain age, you need to, you know how men, they get old, they get ready to turn in their player card. You get old, you turn in your driver's license and you get a bus pass. You get a taxi cab pass with reduced rides. You don't need to be driving everywhere. And if you know somebody like this, tell them they need to stop it. Senior citizens on the road must stop. Alright, my battery indicator's on. Appreciate it. I'm sure that we have entertained y'all, but we just had to share this story.
We're alive.
We're alive. We made it back home safely because I was worried if we was really gonna make it. Yeah. Alright. Talk to y'all later. Bye.
Bye.